the universe of culinary arts, there's a higher class of people known as foodies. They live for the cheese pull. They die for the saucy French fry. They love textures more than actual taste. They love sauce on the fingers and the face. They are not foodies, they are babies. And today, this dish is for the babies. The Crack and Stir Noodle. You know, ramen, not that great, okay? I'd choose a top ramen over most ramen at a ramen shop. They're just okay. Let's get the mise en please. All right, for the prep, you're gonna use 2 shallots or 1 big honker like this. You're gonna wanna cut them thin and as evenly as possible so they cook all together at the same time. If you know, you know. I hate that acronym. I'm gonna counter that acronym from now on with NIDKTM. So if you're using a mandolin, owie, just be careful. Your boy KyPie got a little carried away with how smooth it cuts. Look at this. I actually don't want to look at the camera because that's how I cut my finger the last time. So once you have sliced the shallots, we are gonna move on to the shiitakes. I would say about 7 or 8 shiitakes, or half of those styrofoam containers, you know, with the plastic wrap. It's a good measurement. We're gonna make the broth. My eyes are a little red. We're gonna be mixing in chicken broth, soy sauce, shaoxing, and brown sugar, and sesame oil. With the brown sugar, we add it at the end because we don't want the sugar to caramelize. We just want it to be evenly dissolved into the mixture. We're gonna do about medium heat. We're gonna throw in the oil. You'll see in many cooking recipes that they'll say that you need to throw a certain item when you're seeing the oil shimmering. You don't have to do this because it actually helps the shallots cook a little bit more evenly and not so abruptly. When you're frying these shallots, you're looking for a light brown color to it. But once you start seeing about like 50% or so of the shallots browning, that's when we want to take them out because very quickly it'll change. All right, so be careful when scooping them out. Then we're gonna throw in the shiitakes. Now for the shiitakes, what we're looking for is just for them to shrink up. And that'll happen pretty quickly. You'll see when they're shrinking up that they're kind of getting a little bit of tan note to them and they're just reducing in size. Say about like 2 minutes and they're good. Shiitakes have to be my fave of the shroom family. What about you, Isaac?
I like special kind of shrimp.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? You know, some people are obsessed with having meat in their noodles, where, you know, having shiitakes, baby, these boys are as good as gold. So we're at that point where the mushrooms are brown and they've shrinked up a little bit. I'm gonna transfer them into a bowl. Try to keep that oil in the pan. We're using that for the sauce. Now we're gonna add in the broth. Heat is at a low. The oil in the broth is naturally not going to combine. Once the heat has gone down a bit, and we just want the brown sugar to dissolve. We don't want it to caramelize. At this point, we're gonna make the egg. Poach these babies. You wanna heat it up on medium heat. You want light bubbles, not a heavy boil. I'm gonna add a little splash of vinegar to the water. This is absolutely not necessary. Adding a little vinegar to the water is gonna flavor the egg a bit more. Gonna give a little tiny zing to the egg. So I would just say just about like a tablespoon. It's better to crack the egg on the inside of the bowl or a flat surface, because if you crack on the edge, it's gonna break the yolk. Try to do it in a pan. Don't do it in a pot because it's more room to be circling around. You see people how they do the tornado, okay? We're not doing the tornado. We're not casting any spells. We're not doing, you know, like Expelliarmus or a Wingardium Leviosa, okay? I'm a Potter boy, okay? I love it, but eggs don't need any spells. They just need love. So just put it in a pan. So when you put the egg, it has a platform to sit, so it's solidified, not just floating around spinning, you know? Voldemort, get the hell out of here. Great thing with poaching an egg is that you make sure you have enough water. So that's why I said about 3/4. There's enough area above the egg so that the top of the egg will get cooked. If the yolk is still showing, you can spoon the water on top to kind of cook it when it's getting a little bit more solidified. At this point, just relax, baby. Take a deep breath. This is serene. You know, listen to the birds. Go and kiss one of your plants, like this guy right here, huh? You're gonna see this boy grow more and more throughout the series. So what you're looking for is looking for the whites to solidify. That's really it, because you want that yolk. I'm gonna spoon it out. Put it onto a paper towel. Bring back the sauce. Heat it up just a tad bit. We're gonna add in that brown sugar. Bing, bing. Just gonna stir that around. I don't have to tell you ramen rock stars how to cook some ramen, but sure as hell not gonna be cooking these boys like a cup of noodles. We're gonna be going a little bit further than that, okay? Let's just all say it. We don't like cup of noodles. It's just convenient. We wish we could cook the noodles longer, but you can't because it's styrofoam and it's weird and you think you're gonna get radiation or poisoning. By the way, I'm using these noodles, not regular ramen noodles. A little thicker and got a little crinkle to them. Delish. We got the broth. We're gonna toss in the shiitakes. We're gonna chop a little green onion for the tops. Okay, turn off the heat. Just needs a second. Boop. We got the goods, baby. Let's put the broth on the nudes. Make sure you're getting that shiitake action. Give yourself the reward. Give yourself a reward and put a little extra, okay? For the broth, you just kind of want to scoop until you see the broth kind of moving around. As Marco Pierre White would say, doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. If you want to put sauce in, put not sauce in. Doesn't matter. It's your cook. It's your recipe. Put a little shallots. Now, what I like to do with this part is I like to put the shallots in the center because it kind of looks like a little birdie nest. And you put the egg right on top, just a little birdie. I'm gonna put a little sambal. I'm gonna just come off the side like that for a little bit of spice. Gonna put a little green onion, para zavazu. Feeling frisky, put a little soy sauce just to wet your the Crack Stir Noodle. If it's a really good ramen, like groundbreaking ramen, then obviously, I'll choose that over the top ramen. But honestly, I'd choose top ramen over most ramens because ramen, it's just all right. Let's see what Mama Hannah thinks about this dish, huh?
Describe this dish, I would say it's savory, fulfilling, satisfying, crunchy.
Lastaste.